Welcome to another movie review on this channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Deliverance, which is right here on my Netflix page, as you could see. I did watch it through. I don't know why the streaming thing's all the way back here, but I did finish it. I watched it 1 or 2 days ago, and I figured I wanted to give a quick review on it. This format for this movie review is going to be slightly different than my last one of Alien Romulus, because I put more effort into the Alien Romulus movie review because I valued that movie more. But this movie, it doesn't warrant that much effort. So the first thing I want to say is, this movie, I went in blind. I had no idea what it was about, who was in it. I didn't look at any reviews. I just thought it was a cool thumbnail and it was a new movie on Netflix, so I figured I'm gonna just watch this through, and hopefully it's a good horror movie because I'm really into horror movies. And here are my thoughts. So the first thing is, it started off pretty good. I thought the first like 20 minutes I was invested. I think they did a really good job in setting the setting of the movie, the tone, and I actually really like the characters and how they introduce the family dynamics, and the mother, how she she has a history of being abusing alcohol, and she's not the best mother. Like, she's cursing, she's ratchet, she's ghetto, whatever you want to call it. And the kids, they're just kids. They're innocent. They're in their teens. They just do teenage shit. The youngest child, he's a regular kid. He just wants to play video game and stuff. And they're all in this house, trying to be a functional family. But some weird stuff starts happening. And I think the first, I would say, 40 minutes is pretty good writing. But that's where the good stuff ends, because man, this movie had potential, but I don't know where it went wrong, but I would say the last half, it got weird and it got silly, and then the last, I would say, 20 minutes made me rate this movie like 4 points below what I initially wanted to rate it. And let me explain what happens. This is a spoiler review because it is a direct to Netflix film, and I don't think a lot of people are going to care much about this movie, to be honest. So I'm just going to spoil everything. So before I get into the negative things and my overall verdict, which I will get to, I'm going to paint the overall picture of this movie and what I liked about it. And I might say some things that might trigger some people if they're very politically correct and stuff, but I don't care. I'm just gonna use my own language. All right. So this movie is a exorcist movie. It's a possession movie. What I liked about it is that it was a black possession movie. You don't get that a lot. Usually in like usually in movies that involve like demons and possessions, you're following like a middle class white family. All right. And you might be like, why does it matter? Why does it matter that it's a black family? Because it's different. It's a different culture, I always wondered how it would play out if you had a demon possession movie in the ghetto. And this movie fucking did that. The other supernatural black movie that I really like was A Haunted House by Damon Wayans, one of the Wayans brothers. I don't know if I said his name right, but they had A Haunted House 1 and 2, and it was a comedy. It was like a parody of Paranormal Activity, but it was dealing with like black people, and then his relatives were like from the hood, and it was hilarious. I got like really bad reviews, but I liked it. I thought it was funny. In this movie, they're doing sort of the same thing, but obviously with a serious take on the matter, and it's a possession movie about a black family. Specifically a single mom and her grandmother trying to take care of these kids, and they live in the ghetto. They live in the bad part of town, or a poor part of town. I don't know if it's like Detroit or whatever. I forgot where it is, but it's in a poor city predominantly a black neighborhood, and that's the first time that I think they did that in a possession movie, and it brought in some interesting dynamics because you're getting a different culture within a horror film, and it started off good because you're getting, the black mom. She's fighting for custody for her kids. There's a social worker. You have all of that going on. The kids start experiencing abuse by the spirit, and then the social worker's like, "Why are you beating your kids? We're gonna send your kids to the father and stuff." So you got that dynamic of like being in the ghetto, fighting for custody over kids, social worker accusing you of beating your kids, but is a fucking demon. I thought that was great. Here's where it falls off. It falls off where there's not enough horror. It's more drama, it's more thriller, but they don't really show. I'm not sure. Yeah, they don't really show the demon itself. There's not a lot of jump scares. I think the cinematography was good. There was some suspense, but there was not enough demon scenes. There was not enough jump scares, but even then it was okay. Where it drops off is where it gets too religious, and then in the last half of the movie, where they're talking about battling the demon and bringing in, I think, someone from the church, they talk about faith a lot. So then it's like, from the first half of the movie, the mom is very ghetto and she's cursing a lot, but she's seeking help. And then in the second half of the movie, because she wants to fight for her kids and save their lives and fight this demon, she sort of goes into this transition period of being very into like faith and trying to get the power of Jesus and stuff. So it gets very like on Reddit, someone put it perfectly. They were like, the movie ended on like it felt like you were watching a movie that was like a Jesus camp propaganda. It's like a Christian movie, and it's a huge turnoff. Not because it's like it brings in religion. Obviously, all exorcism and possession movies need to have religion in it. That's part of the formula. That's not the issue. It has to have some of that in it, obviously. But the way this movie did it, they kind of crossed the line, and they were kind of like speaking to the viewer through the movie, saying, "Hey man, you need faith to get through the darkness." And it wasn't like they weren't just telling the story. It felt like they were trying to project the message to you, like, Jesus is right. You need Jesus in your life, and I felt like I didn't like that. I don't have a problem with religion or anything. I'm pretty open-minded. I'm not, it's like, I respect all beliefs, but for a horror movie, it's like, don't treat me like you're trying to convert me. Just tell the story. And I feel like towards the second half of this movie, they were trying to convert or project the beliefs to the viewer, and it just felt weird. Like, in the last scene when they're battling the ghosts, the mother, the main character, starts speaking in tongues because she's connecting with Jesus, and then she's able to defeat the ghost with the power of her faith. And then after the final battle, after she kills the demon or whatever, and the kids are all happy and they're alive and they're okay, she speaks with the social worker, because at this point the social worker realizes like there was a demon, and they're all on the same page. But I think the mother tells the social worker, or vice versa, one of them tells each other something, but they're like, what got me through this was faith. And then she puts a cross in her hand, and it's like a bloomy, and it's like they filmed it in a way where it was just like, it was supposed to be like a mic drop moment, and it was like, Jesus. And for me, I kind of rolled my eyes, and then that was the end of it. But to conclude, this movie started off decent. I like the setting. I think they set up the characters of the children well, and it had potential. But I think the issue was that they lost the identity of this movie. This movie was supposed to be a horror exorcism movie or a possession movie, and I think it could have led to something really good, but they went to the angle of this is a Christian movie, and the message of this movie is to have faith, because faith will solve your problems, or Jesus will guide you or whatever. Because it's like, she wanted custody of her kids, she was drinking alcohol and stuff, but because she found faith, she realized the right thing to do. And that's what ultimately the message was, that it was to defeat the demon you have to just have faith. And I thought that was really lame. I thought it was so lame. I think for a possession movie, you need to have more than that. You need to, there needs to be something like, oh, the demon's here because of this is the history. We need to figure out how to retrieve something that could defeat the curse, or why is the curse spreading? We have to burn the ashes to prevent the demon from possessing this person. There should be a mission to defeat the ghost. But the only mission here was just to find faith. And I think when they injected the whole Christian religious thing in the second half, it was just not the right move to make a horror movie. And I feel like this movie is a perfect example of a bait and switch, where you think you're getting into a horror movie about a family getting possessed, but instead it does a bait and switch, and you're ultimately watching something that's trying to tell you that you should believe in God and have the power of Jesus in you. It's like if you order a crispy chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A, and they give you the sandwich, but towards the last 5 bites, the last 5 bites where you really like the shape of it, they put a Bible in it, and then when you take a bite, you're like, why is there a Bible in my chicken sandwich? I just wanted a chicken sandwich. I didn't want a Bible in my sandwich. But this movie gives you half of a chicken sandwich, and then the second half you get a Bible. So I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 10. Below average. Worth watching while you're working out, but not worth spending a movie night on watching it. Anyways, hope you liked that review. Let me know if you watched this movie and if you liked it or not. Subscribe for more random content, and I will see you in the next video.